Hey guys, so I'm actually at my part-time job and it's so dead because it's hotel work and it's around the holidays. I decided, since I haven't done a video about like job experiences in a while and I still have so many that I've been through, I'm gonna do one that I like not recently, but I quit a few months ago and started back in warehousing. And I'm just gonna give out the name because this company is honestly everywhere, but Extra Space Storage. So I'm gonna give you guys all the tea, everything, about it and working there. And if you want to work there, this is just my experience because there's not a lot of videos. I didn't really find any videos really before I worked there, and this would have honestly been very good to know. So let's get started. And I'm gonna probably just be looking at the camera every now and then, so it's okay. So start off, the company has good benefits for the most part. I mean, yeah. They do like little meetings every now and then, like I think it's like a quarterly meetings or something, and then you get like food and stuff. I'm not sure if that's all managers, but that's what our district manager did. Every area is separated by a district manager, and then you have your not leads, but there's another position under district manager, and I completely forgot what they're called. And they usually do like the training and such. And then you have your store managers, which usually manage a singular store and typically don't move around unless you're short staffed and have to. And then you have assistant managers, and those are basically the bottom of the barrel, and you get moved wherever they need you. You can't say no, you can't, stay in a specific area. If you are by a border, then you will be going to the other state as well. That is what I've experienced. Also, depends on which area you're in. So, first, I basically got a little message on Indeed saying, hey, you should try for this job, and that's why it all started. I was working a bunch of part-time jobs at the time just because mentally I just like get burned out on full-time jobs. So it's like, you know what, let's try a few part-time jobs. I don't have to stay at a job more than 4 hours. And yeah, depends on the job because they were scheduling me more than 4 hours. But yeah, I was like, okay, let's kind of just get one full-time job and then keep my side job, which I've been working for over 2 years now. So it's very chill in the hotel. I can give you guys a like video on it if you want. But back to what the actual topic is, Extra Space Storage, who also owns Live Storage and some other ones. They keep buying them out. So they are a very big company. I believe they are the highest paying storage job. In my area, assistant manager started at 17, and this changes everywhere because you can start lower or you can start higher depending on where you live. So 17 was starting as assistant manager. It was like 19 for a store manager, and then I'm not sure what the other positions make, but apparently they make better money. Although I heard from, like I said, I don't remember the name of the position between district manager, I think it's district team lead or something like that. But like the district team leads, they apparently don't make a lot more, is what I was told. I don't know. So if you want that responsibility of training people and having to, look at all the stores in the area, you certainly can. But I basically started off as an assistant store manager because that was the position that was sent. I decided to take it because I went just like a solid full-time job and give it a shot. Maybe I'll love it. It's basically, just to give you the breakdown, it's sales. So if you love sales and you like hitting numbers, that is what you're going to get. So keep that mindset. You were just going to be a salesperson. It is a little bit scummy, and I'll also get into those as well. Like, why is it scummy? Because they want you to do basically anything to get that sale, really. If you don't get that sale, it's why didn't you get that sale? What could have you done? What could you have done better to get that sale, you know? So they're all really big about numbers. And then knowing, like me, I'm always like, okay, so what happens if you don't hit the numbers? La la la. If you don't hit the numbers, you get fired. But really depends on your area, because if they're desperate, they'll just keep you and just keep telling you your numbers suck. Which really gets annoying, and kind of like don't want to work there, because basically the job, if you're assistant manager or store manager, you'll be at one location. Assistant managers do travel between different locations when needed, though. I traveled quite a lot, and I got stuck in the state by me, which I did not want to go to because it is not a great area, neighborhood, and the customers suck. So I get it, low income. I've been there, done that, but they are the ones that will fight you on everything for sure. You are also a debt collector, so anyone who doesn't pay for their storage, you have to call them every so and so days. It's like you give them like a heads up right before they're late. Most of the time they don't answer. They also get emails and text messages if they signed up as well. And then they have a grace period before there's a late fee. I forgot how long the grace period is, but they get a grace period before there's a late fee, and it tells you. It really does tell you. You sign a whole lease and everything, and then it sends you out, hey, your bill is due if you don't pay it by here. There's a late fee. We call and tell them there's going to be a late fee. They don't answer. They let it go to voicemail. And then what they do like to do later is call back and say, no one ever told me there was going to be a late fee, even though they know they didn't pay their bill for like a week, and now it's going on a month, and now it's going on 2 months, and now we're going to sell their stuff. Yeah, so after about 30 days of unpaid fees, that's when you can start posting online, which is like a storage website, and you just post on there. You do yourself as well. You got to do all of this. So you are literally managing a store. So if you have a store manager and you're working with one, then you can like divide the work. But most of the time, it was, at least for my area, we were kind of just, strung out and like barely had people. So we had assistant managers running stores most of the time. And I did try to move up, but it took months. And then we got like a new district manager, because the district manager quit, and honestly I had beef with him because I don't know what was up with him, but for some reason every time he talked to me, he thought like either like I had an attitude or something, or I was like trying to like go against him or something, and he just had it in his like mindset. So I hated talking to him because there's always something that he had like a nasty attitude towards me. I don't know. So hopefully you have a good district manager. The new one we had, I guess temporarily, she was very nice, but it was like a temporary district manager, and that's when I left. And I was kind of stuck in a limbo trying to move up. But yeah, basically, you get a store to run. You better hope you have a really good area, because if not, you will be calling people on the daily. Other than debt collecting, you do have to clean all the units yourself. You better hope everyone takes their furniture. Otherwise, if they leave furniture, then you can try to get them to, come back and like say, hey, we're going to keep charging you until you move your stuff out. All your stuff's not empty. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And then worst case scenario, you can auction it or sell it on Craigslist. Yeah, that was an option. Or you could call someone like a dumping company, and they'll come pick it up and dump it. But that's of course gonna cost more money for the company, so they're gonna want to see if you can sell it first. But yeah, basically you get the store manager and assistant manager is usually who's at one store. There's supposed to be like 2 people assigned to a store, so that way when the manager's out, the store manager can come in. With my store, we like the gates would break down a lot, so when the store manager, who lived in a state over from where the store was, would make it in, I would get a call, and I would have to come in after hours, clock in, get the gate fixed, clock out, go home. That is what you're responsible as well. Some locations do have like live-in, like where you can have an apartment. A lot of the ones around me, they close those down. They're just kind of empty, just a waste of space, really. Some of them are trying to make those into more storage units. I don't know. I feel like that's doing too much. But you can get like free. Well, I guess technically not free. They kind of like take it out of your paycheck, I guess, but it's like a really low rent. So that is an option if you need like a place to stay. I was wanting to do that. I did want to travel and move to a different state, like, you know, somewhere like in the south or something, just because I have bad allergies, okay? And I can't live up in the north or anywhere around there. But unfortunately, I didn't get that far, which my partner didn't want to move, so I didn't get to do that option, but I really wanted to, and that is an option for you if you want, but your pay will be docked a little bit because it's coming out of your pay. And they're kind of getting rid of it, so it's kind of getting harder to find, but there are some really cute locations I saw that look really nice, that had like full like gated patios and everything that's on property, and it's usually right by the office, so literally you'll have the office and you either go around back, or there's like a little apartment somewhere in the building, but that is an option if you'd like. Just expect probably minimum wage when you do that option. You do have to do the cleaning. We did that. Whereas some locations, because the company doesn't own every location, sometimes they're like renting locations from people that own the building. So some locations have specific people you have to go through. They have their own cleaners that you can call instead of getting like a professional, you know, get rid of junk people, just because they want to save money. And then you usually have to go through that owner instead of like your district manager to actually get it approved. So that can be a struggle. Sometimes the owners just don't care. Sometimes you don't hear back from them at all. And that can be a real pain, because then you're waiting to get something fixed. They haven't approved it. Customers are getting upset. It's a whole mess. Cleaning units can be a little bit disgusting. Some people do try to live there. If you do find people trying to live in units, you can kick them out, but you gotta like tell the district manager first and get approval. I have been around. There's definitely people that have done drugs in their units. Had some really sketchy stuff in their units, tried to like change their clothes in their units and stuff like that. There has been a location I worked at, which was in the state over, which I hated, and it was attached to like a grocery store, and it was infested with mice. And I was like, every single unit I cleaned, there was like mouse droppings in all of them. There was one unit that was so bad, you could like smell pee, like just from like walking by it. And it got like rooted out, and I honestly scrubbed the floor so much I couldn't find where the mop bucket was because no one showed me. So I was like scrubbing the floor, pouring cleaner on the floor, Febrezing the whole area, because I was like, I'm screwed. I just sold this, and it's like, oh no, I don't want them to like put their stuff in there and it just smells like piss. So that was fun. I've also caught a mouse in that location because there was one just running around in the office, and that location had a security guard because issues have happened at that location, and they can't keep people, and they stuck me there, and just like, I don't want to be here. Oh yeah, we got people coming in. Hold on, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna like look at the cameras real quick. Yeah, so some locations you're stuck at could have lots of pests. Depending on what company you guys have in your local area, they can suck. So good luck with that, because you could be combating mice going into people's units, ruining their stuff. Then they gotta file claims. And yeah, let's go over like the structure of everything. So you do sign up people at the location. They can go online as well. A lot of people will come in and want a deal. This is like what everyone is just like, oh, this is the scummy part. So this is how I explained it, because honestly, I was going to be truthful because I did want to avoid any conflict whatsoever. So the way they have it set up is you can either go in person and get a month free. But then you pay full price. And full price is what you'll be paying eventually anyways. And if you go online, you'll be getting like a discount. I think it's like 40% off, and sometimes they do a little bit more around holidays. But yeah, it's just either go in person, do the first month free, or go online and do the percentage off. You can, however, mention like, hey, I saw the price online and there was a discount off. That discount only lasts for 3 months. That is what people get really upset about, is that after 3 months it goes up. They're like, oh, I got it at this price, but it's like, that was the discount to get you in. Now that you're in, you had your few months of stay, and now your price is full price that everyone else is paying. And honestly, some people are paying more. If you've been there a while, prices still can go up because they are just trying to get as much money as they can. That is a true thing. So really, I honestly, for storage units, at least for this company, and it seems like it's more than one, I only recommend it for a short amount of time. So if you're doing like a quick move, you can do like the 1 month free, and you just pay like an administration fee, which is like $29. Bring your own lock. That is the cheapest option. And then you're paying $29 for a month, and then get your stuff out before the next bill, and you're good. If you do the online discount, then you got 3 months to stay there for that 40% off. Use that 3 months, get your stuff out, and you're good. If you want to use it longer, I do not recommend that, because the prices are going to go up, and the more full a location is, the higher the price is going to be. And I worked at a lot of very full locations, so some of the prices got real high. I've seen units go for like $300+, parking spots going for $200+. It gets very expensive. So I don't recommend it as a full-time thing, or like, a long-time thing. But some people do, and then all they do is complain. I notice like a lot of the older people kind of just like put it on auto pay, and then they just forget it until they pass away. Because honestly, we've gotten a few death certificates in, and like, oh, my family member passed, this is your unit, and it's just like, oh wow, that's sad and everything, and here's the stuff, and then of course they don't want it. So half the time they leave it in the unit, and then we gotta get it auctioned or whatever off, and it's a whole process. So you're probably like at this point, well, this job sounds like it sucks. Yeah. I guess the good part is like, if you're typically working alone though, once you get all your stuff done, you can chill, unless your place has heavy cameras, but they don't really like monitor you, or they're not supposed to, like 24/7 just watching your every move. You're supposed to be able to manage the place by yourself, and that's what you can do most of the time. And when it's like downtime, they don't want you on your phones, but I mean, if you can find a nice place where you're not being like watched, I guess you can just get on your phones for a bit and chill. Because honestly, there's some very slow months when people are not moving, and then you just need something to do or read or whatever. But they'll really just say, you keep cleaning, clean this, fix this. There's a lot you can do. You can help other locations out with their like delinquency calls, and call their people, and then they call you back, and it's just like, you gonna pay? And they're like, nope. Or I'll ask for like payment plans and stuff. You can't really do that. You gotta pay the full balance. And I mean, you can pay partially, but you gotta sign a form, and you only get out of delinquency when the full balance is paid. So if you don't pay it all off before it's auctioned off, and you already put money down, you're still gonna owe. But if your auction stuff covers that amount, then sometimes you can get money back, and then they send out a check to that person. So it's a lot. There's a lot going into this, and I feel like it really should pay more. It's customer service, it's sales, account management, um, debt collecting. You're a janitor. You gotta clean the toilets and stuff yourself. Um, there's definitely gonna be some overtime offered if you're short staff, traveling. So good luck staying in one location. Um, but I mean, if you like doing all of that work, then that is a job for you. That is a job for you. Go ahead and get it if you need it. Um, other companies start at like $13 or $14 an hour. So I'm not sure if they have less work. I feel like it'd be the exact same work, to be honest. Um, but I wouldn't know if I would say it's worth it. Because like public storage, they kind of all don't look very well. I mean, they all look very run down. I hear that they're worse, but I guess their prices are cheaper, so that might even it out. But I wouldn't recommend working at Extra Space Storage or any storage company unless you like being overworked, unless you like being berated and yelled at and kind of scammy, because there's like certain things they don't want you to say to people to get them to actually rent, and I didn't like that as well. I mean, like, the job wasn't the worst, but there were just days where it's like, it's not worth it. And I'd rather go to a warehouse and make more than I'm making there. And there's, at least where I work, they give us honestly a lot of free stuff. It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna say where I work, at least not yet. I don't know. But like, the job wasn't bad at first, and I like keeping busy. It's just later on taking on so much work and then trying to get my own store and that being delayed, and like not getting along well with the district manager and just being overworked. And the hours I worked basically were like 9 to 5. And then you have to go in like one day a week, which we had like Tuesdays. We'd go in at 8:30, do a 30-minute meeting before work, on like, in a call, like not Zoom, but we use like Teams, something like that. I think it was like Teams. Do a little meeting every Tuesday, run down like everything, how everyone's stores are doing and stuff, questions, concerns, and then you get paid for it, which is nice. You get a lunch. Technically you can get like 2 50-minute breaks or something, but those are like unpaid, and you gotta also like keep an eye out in the store or whatever. But they don't really encourage you to take those. So really they only encourage you to take your little 30-minute lunch, and that's pretty much it, honestly. Some locations don't even have a break room. Some locations kind of have a closet, and they stick like a little fridge and a microwave in there. So if you are thinking of working at Extra Space Storage or any of the storage places, and you were wondering a little bit more about it, that is basically the rundown of everything you're gonna do. You have basically every job possible working in storage. So you also gotta like manage the money of the property as well, just the numbers of what you're making and what you're spending. You gotta make sure it's not over, and sometimes it's hard because buildings are falling apart. People drive into buildings, which has happened. People drive into the gates. I have been there for that. People are just really stupid, I'm not gonna lie. And customer service, honestly, I've learned, is not for me. But if it's for you and you want to make a basic wage that isn't quite a lot, but you need something to do, or if you just want that title of manager, go for it. It's really easy to get into. I've seen a lot of people come and go because honestly, there's a lot of turnover and there's a lot of locations. So, all right. So I just had to say hi to some guests, but basically, this is the end. That's my take on the job. I guess if you guys wanted to hear some more stories, I could probably bring some up, but I'm not getting into the drama because there was drama. There sometimes will be drama. There will be people not doing their jobs, people slacking off. Every location should have security cameras so you can literally see people just not doing work. Which honestly, I get when locations are slow and there's really nothing to do, but when you like go in there and you come back, like you come after like the last person worked and nothing's been done, that always sucks, man. So not trying to get too deep in here, but if you guys have any questions about it that I can answer, I will, but I don't work there anymore, so there's a lot of stuff that I probably won't be able to answer, and I just want to share my experience. So yeah, I've worked many jobs, so I don't, and like videos like these would be very helpful if like I'm looking or if I got like an opportunity again. I like these videos because then I can kind of see what I'm expecting to do, instead of just going into a job blind and then making my video about it. But I'll try to gather up if what I can remember of other jobs, and if it's like a big company, I'll do more. I've done, did I do Target? I've worked at Target, but I don't think I've done a video on it. But yeah, I'm done rambling. You guys have a great day. I don't know when this video is going to actually go out, so if it's still around the holidays, happy holidays or happy new year. I'm gonna try to get this out as fast as possible, and I hope you guys have a great time. See you guys later. Bye.